All right, disclaimer. Before we get into this video, I just want to say that I am not a super nerd for Transformers, but I do admire Transformers in general. Also, I am not the world's greatest versus debater or power scaler, but I do like to dive into matchups like this, and I do like to sometimes take a deep dive into character strength. If you stroll down my TikTok, you'll see that I've done versus discussions before, but like I said before, I'm not the best at them. I just like to kind of talk about them and see what people think. So anyway, take what I say with a grain of salt. But anyway, today we are here to discuss Lockdown from the Bayverse movies versus Scourge from Transformers Rise of the Beast. This is a very trending topic. It's all over the place. Literally, I went to TikTok. I see people make shorts about it on YouTube. It's on Comic Vine. It's in several places. And I see why. The fight makes perfect sense. Both are hunters. Both are extremely deadly. Both have this menacing vibe to them. And both are the highlights of the film they are in. So anyway, let's talk about both of these characters. And let's match them up. All right, we'll start with Scourge first. Scourge is a very interesting character, and for many reasons. Like I said before, he is very menacing. He has this vibe to him that just makes him feel more terrifying. But in terms of feats, what exactly has Scourge done to make him a good opponent for Lockdown? Okay, well, let's talk. These verses aren't connected, from what I know. Apparently they might be. I don't know, but we're just gonna keep them separate for now because that's consistent. Okay, so if we're looking at this fight and we're looking at what Scourge brings to the table, we obviously need to talk about Scourge's most impressive feature, which is just his raw strength. Scourge is, you could argue, pretty much the strongest thing in the film besides Unicron. He's pretty much able to bully the Autobots. He kills Bumblebee at the beginning of the movie. Bumblebee being quite impressive. And he's really no joke. We can clearly tell, especially if you watch Bumblebee, you know how deadly Bumblebee is. Scourge is able to put him down quite casually. And then Optimus Prime tries to fight him, and of course, he can't do anything. He's not a match. Pretty much implying that, yeah, even the leader of the Autobots can do nothing to him. The Maximals also don't stand much of a chance. We see earlier in the film that Scourge is able to pretty much one-shot Ape-Link. And one impressive feature that Maximals has, the Maximals have, would at least be their strength, especially people like Rhinox and Optimus Primal and Ape-Link. Their physical strength is definitely impressive. That's kind of their biggest feature there. Scourge is able to pretty much overpower them also pretty easily. So Scourge is definitely stronger than Optimus Prime, and he's pretty much stronger than any other Transformer in that film. The only thing that's probably above him would be, of course, Unicron himself. This is quite impressive. Also, there's a Hasbro card when they were promoting the movie that says that he is the greatest hunter in the universe, implying that definitely he's one of the strongest Transformers to ever exist. So yeah, Scourge overall, though, doesn't have a lot to cover. His most impressive feature is his physical strength, like I said before, being able to kind of ragdoll and throw around Bumblebee, Optimus Prime multiple times. You know, you can definitely see that. Also, his durability, due to him being enhanced, he's definitely tanky. So those are his two best distinctive features, which are going to be a problem for Lockdown to deal with in the battle. Pretty much, really, with Scourge, there's not much else to kind of go into. Those are his big things here. But anyway, I guess we can talk about he's very intelligent. He has a pretty decent battle IQ from what we can see in the film. And overall, he's very straightforward and focused. He's not cocky. I mean, he does kind of speak arrogantly, but that doesn't mean he's cocky and he's going to give up positions in a battle. When he's fighting you, he's genuinely trying to kill you. He's very ruthless in his approach. Anyway, that pretty much covers Scourge. Now let's go into Lockdown. Lockdown, of course, is the highlight of his film, and that movie is one of the worst Transformers movies if we're going off of its box office earnings. The movie didn't do too well, but Lockdown is a joy to watch in the film, and if you haven't seen Age of Extinction, I recommend watching it just because of Lockdown. That's how good Lockdown is. Let's talk about my boy and his strength and stuff. Okay, so pretty much you could also say the Lockdown is arguably the greatest hunter in the Bayverse. Being able to hunt down the Dinobots or the Knights and pretty much like fight Optimus Prime. That's enough right there. He's already flexing. That's quite a flex. His hunting ability, from what we know, is pretty much due to his wide array of weapons and combat skill. We know he has a sniper rifle that comes from his face, which can like one-shot Ratchet. It can like two-shot Optimus Prime, which is impressive. He also has, to me, a big thing in his arsenal that really, really might matter in this fight. He has his Transformium grenades, which pretty much, these grenades are the same thing that the Quintessence use to like pretty much make Transformium, which is pretty impressive if you ask me, for him to have those on him. I'm not saying that the grenades scale to what the Quintessence can fully do, but they're like mini versions of that. So anyway, Lockdown is comparable to Bayverse Prime. This is the same Bayverse Prime who's able to fight the first movie Megatron. Do not quote me on what I'm about to say, but I think there is a statement by Michael Bay saying that that's probably the most deadly Megatron, the most powerful. That would obviously be him in The Last Knight, but he would be the most deadly Megatron, I guess, because of how I can't remember what exactly Michael Bay said, but don't quote me on that though. I couldn't find the statement. But anyway, Optimus Prime 2 is able to fight the Fallen. I know he was amped when he was doing it, but I'm more so just talking about combat skill right now. But even in raw power, I could make more arguments for that this Optimus Prime being stronger than himself in Rise of the Beast, due to his, like, I guess he has more of a killing intent, it seems like, or he just has more kills on screen. There's more things I can use to say that this Optimus Prime is a lot more skilled and a lot more deadlier than Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, due to the fact of, one, him having multiple movies, and two, him being able to kind of, you know, match up with more Decepticons or more villains over a longer period of time. Lockdown is able to, you know, confidently hang with him in the fourth movie, pretty confidently. You could argue too that Lockdown pretty much is winning the battle. Optimus does trip him, but that's just a trip, doesn't really mean anything. Overall, Lockdown is comparable to Optimus Prime, is what I'm trying to solidify here. So anyway, Lockdown also has a like wide array of weapons, that are very useful in this battle. So anyway, let's talk about who wins if these two were to fight. Alright, so off rip, I'm going to give Scourge the strength advantage here. I just think Scourge is a lot more physically intimidating to me. That's just my opinion though. However, though, in combat skill, I'm going to give it to Lockdown. I have seen Lockdown has had much more of a stylish fighting ability, it seems like. We can see like pretty much like he's almost as tall as Optimus, but has like this insane like jazz level agility. And then having a wide array of weapons that can also help him in battle. He's a master of all of them, by the way. We know for a fact that he's like pretty much able to like casually ragdoll Bumblebee around like he's no one's business, very similar to what Scourge did. And yeah, Lockdown, in my opinion, takes it in overall like battle IQ, due to him having to know how to like implement his weapons into a battle and having much more to draw from. Scourge is pretty limited in his approach when it comes to battle. Lockdown has a much more wider arsenal to like pick at and draw from, that would kind of give him more of an advantage. I also do feel like Scourge being a little bit more tanky might give him the durability advantage, but he's not immune to Lockdown killing him. That's the thing here. I feel like Lockdown is more skilled, and his weapons would allow him to get the win. Like, for example, he could like slash his arm off or something, and then like stick a Transformium grenade somewhere in him, and then like let it off, or like sneak that grenade out of nowhere, and like Scourge is not gonna have really a counter for that. So anyway, I'm leaning more towards a Lockdown due to weapons, fight IQ, and skill. That's why I'm going to give Lockdown the win, in my opinion. That is my opinion, though. A lot of you guys actually know how to power scale and probably going to dunk on me in the comments, but that's fine. I expect that. I'm just glad you did, stay this long. And if you enjoy what I do, be sure to share this around. Like, all that crap, comment, subscribe. You know what the deal is. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. But I do hope you come back, because I will do this more often. So anyway, I will see you guys next time.